What's up, world? Welcome back to Charge the Game Podcast. I'll be your host here, Chuck. And we're going to talk about James Harden and his latest stunt move. As James Harden was politely stonewalled, overturned, rejected, boo-boo face everywhere, right? James Harden, man. Before I continue to talk about this guy, I want to ask you guys to do me a huge favor, man. Hit that subscribe button. Also hit that notification bell so you guys can continue to get the latest when I drop my sports media takes. James Harden, man. As we all know, this guy is a guy who likes to take risks, right? Well, James Harden, with high risk comes high reward and also very high rejection, which is what your ass was met with today. James Harden seems to think that he is above the 76ers, the organization, and also the NBA. He still feels that he is a prime player that teams desperately need. He still feels like he has the cachet that a LeBron James, a Kevin Durant, a Giannis Antetokounmpo has, and that is simply not the truth. You are on the back end of your career. You are a fat, skinny guy. You are a guy who likes to party. You have politely had every chance to show the 76ers that you wanted to be there. They let you get away with skipping 2 days of practice prior to the season, right? But you show up on the third day and you say that you all in and you're going to be a professional and that your relationship with Daryl Morey could never be prepared, but at least you were still going to show up and be a professional person. What did you do, though, James Harden? I'll tell you what you did. You took your fat, skinny ass out there to Houston because I was getting the updates. You think you slick by deactivating your Instagram page, but I was getting the updates on you hosting these parties out there and throwing parties all over the damn city. So you went to Houston, a week's partying tour out there, and you thought that you could prove your point. You got so mad that they wouldn't trade you to the Clippers for what the Clippers were offering or did not want to give up. You got so mad that you took your bearded face ass down there to Houston, and you need to cut that shit, man, especially around your lips, or at least get that shit lined up to where it won't look as nasty as it looks. That's just my personal opinion. But you took your ass out there to Houston, man, and you wanted to party it out. You thought that you were seriously hurting the organization. Now you really just hurt your damn self. And I'm gonna get into that. As James Harden, right, thought it was all good showing up to practice today to hop on the road with the 76ers, and they politely turned that ass around. This man really thought he had that much cachet to skip out on practice, leave his teammates hanging, make them and the new coach, head coach Nick Nurse, answer all these media questions about where you are, where are your whereabouts. You promised them that you would keep communication. Nobody heard from you, and you just gonna show up with your bags packed and expecting to have a starting role. As if you put in the work and you ran practices and sets with your teammates and started building camaraderie so that you guys could be a good basketball team. You thought you were just going to show up and everything was going to be all good, man? What? What is this guy smoking? Maybe you do need to be in California, man, because I know that's where the good bud at. It ain't. I don't know what they doing in Houston, but if that bud in Houston is more stronger than Cali, then you stay your ass in Houston, man, because you showing up on some dumb stuff, man. Like, it makes no sense that you would have the audacity. That's very disrespectful, man. And the reason I say it's very disrespectful because I'm looking at it if I was your teammate. I'm looking at it as if I'm a guy trying to prove myself and get me a contract. I'm looking at maybe I shined in practice and they could see me being in a potential lineup, and you are unheard of. They have practiced and prepared me to be in a lineup for me to be in the first few starting games, and you show up and try to take my damn spot. When this spot was yours to begin with, but I showed up. I did the work. I showed up to practices 5 a.m., 6 a.m. I put in work staying late after hours, proving myself to the squad, the coaches, and the organization that I deserve to be in that starting lineup. And you show up thinking that, oh, it's all gravy. Like I'm supposed to get on the bench because you here now. No, man, it don't work like that. And I'm so happy that Nick Nurse is sticking to his guns and that the organization has complied with one another. And, this was a decision from above. And I think when any coach, a new coach at that, comes into any organization, he has to set the tone and let his players know that he has their back in their best interest, no matter what type of superstar player James Harden was, is, has been, and is not anymore. That's not okay for you to come in and treat your team like that and think that it's all good. So let's get into this report from the New York Post, where it says James Harden told to skip road trip after suddenly returning to 76ers with bags packed. I wish I could just see how his face was looking, all partied out, all hungover, thinking that it was going to be all good, and only to get that ass turned around, right? It says here, the James Harden soap opera has taken another twist. After skipping multiple practices last week, amid a trade demand, the star guard returned to the 76ers practice facility Wednesday, which is today, according to multiple reports. Right? So this guy been out all last week, right? Everybody wondering where he is. All the sports shows covering it. And he showed his ass up today with his Louis V bags, iced out, hungover, and thinking that he finna show up and just ball out. All right, let's keep reading. Man, this dude, here's something else. It says, however, despite the 34-year-old showing up with his bags packed, the 76ers politely asked his ass not to travel for the team's season opening road trip to Milwaukee and Toronto. And they have every right to do that, right? They said, nah, you ain't been with us. You ain't been with us shooting in the gym. You think you finna show up and go to Milwaukee and have your way and go to Toronto and team up with Drake and probably hang out there for a while? No, you sit your ass right here and think about it. And you need to think long and hard about what you want to do going forward with this organization and this team. Because if you are to ever lace up a pair in this uniform, you will comply. That's how I'm coming at James Harden. If I'm Nick Nurse, if I'm Daryl Morey, it ain't no more of this. Your ass ain't getting traded until we feel like we have what's best for our team. And if we don't have that, you're just going to be an unhappy camper, buddy. Straight up. So it goes on to say, Sixers plan is for Harden to work out at practice facility to get ready for games when the team returns home. And that's how they should handle. They treating this guy like a little ass kid because that's how he's acting. Nope. You put your time in, you put your practice hours in, and you can return to the team. And that's very demoralizing if I'm a NBA superstar, all-star caliber player and also the MVP of the league, and I'm getting treated like this. Yes, because you aren't conducting yourself as an MVP. You're conducting yourself as a loser, as a fat, skinny loser. And I'm very glad that they are doing this with you. It says the Sixers start a 5-game homestand Sunday against the Blazers with their 4th game of the season, not until next Tuesday against the Raptors. So maybe, just maybe that's when they plan to, debut James Harden. Maybe he'll have his mind right by then. I mean, certainly like what I would do. All this because Daryl Morey didn't come through for you one time. And it's very true, man. They say you could do anything for a person, man. Tell a person yes 99 times, but on 100th time, man, you tell a person no or that you can't do it, they want to shame you. They want to throw rocks on your name. Y'all can take this how y'all want to, man, but James Harden had no reason to go out there and treat somebody like Daryl Morey like that, man. Especially a guy who took a risk on you at the beginning of your career and watched your player development from Houston all the way up into the point you are now. You know what I'm saying? You have made $500 million off the court due to this guy just taking a chance on you, man. Like, on and off the court, excuse me. This guy was the first guy to take a chance on you. And you can never, ever forget the people who took a risk on you, who believe in you, no matter how bad it gets, man. We got family members who treat us way worse than this, and we don't go out and do stuff like this, man. We truly don't. And you just make it very, very, very hard to negotiate for brothers who are on the come up, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I take issue with this guy James Harden, man, because you know what I'm saying, like these NBA players, and they are very spoiled. And I made the last video, Charles Barkley calling these cats out. The NBA has condoned a lot of this, and they need to take a lot of ownership. It's because of the NBA and them being lenient towards the superstar, isolated player that these players act like this. They are divas. We thought wide receivers in the NFL were divas. Nah, man, these cats are all about a solo act. That's why I would prefer, and I always prefer the NFL, good, bad, and ugly over the NBA. A lot of people don't like to support the NFL because of the Kaepernick situation. Well, you see Kaepernick trying to get back in the damn NFL every chance he get, right? So obviously something was going well for him in that, right? But that's another topic. I just don't agree with James Harden, man, and I'm glad that the NBA is doing something about this. And even though like I love Damian Lillard, I'm very glad that the Portland Trail Blazers did what was best for their organization, because this is going to take some practice. It's going to take a lot of practice for these NBA teams to, politely, rudely, whatever you want to call it, take back a lot of the power between the power struggle of these players, man. Especially these guys who are divas, man, who prefer the lifestyle of basketball, but not basketball first. You know what I'm saying? Like LeBron James is a billionaire. I might talk shit about LeBron James a lot, but one thing I will respect is he keeps basketball. I won't take that from him at all. I will not. Like I'm serious, man. A guy who doesn't have to work out the way he does, a guy who doesn't have to take on the load the way he does, is still very dedicated. That is something to be said. Then you got cats like this, a guy who had fucked up teeth, get some money, fix his teeth, get a Adidas shoe deal, start making some millions, becomes best friend with Lil Baby, starts to feel himself, and this is what you get: grow a beard out, grow braids, cut the mohawk, and it's like this guy is revered now. Like he's just making it very hard for any team to want to deal with him. And if I'm the Clippers, I really don't want this shit on my team. We already got Russell Westbrook, who is somewhat of a diva, but plays his heart out. I don't see him taking a backup role to James Harden, man. I'm sorry. Give me Russell Westbrook all day. I need the tenacious energy. I need that dog energy. I need a guy who's going to call everybody else out. James Harden isn't going to call out Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. You know who will? Russell Westbrook. We don't need James Harden in LA. It's bad for business and it's bad for the league, right? So, yeah, there you have it, man. This guy showed up and thought everything was going to be gravy. Nope. Get your ass back. Stay your ass here. We about to go play some basketball because we have been practicing and you left us hanging. We have tried to contact you and you thought you could just show up. You don't get to do what you want to do over here. And nothing is going to hurt his ego worse than this just being over the news that you got your ass stonewalled. They hit you with the Heisman, man. You thought you were going somewhere. Get out of here. Beat it. We don't need you. And I'm being honest, especially with all this Joel Embiid stuff going on. I already saw this coming. I made a video about this. Joel Embiid is going to leave. He's a big crybaby too. He just shows up for the most part. I'll give him that. He does play basketball, but I think that his reign and the 76ers, they just not getting nowhere, man. And it's just time for them to make a move, man. Get Joel out of there as well, in my opinion. Just start a rebuild. I really like Tyrese Maxey, man, and a few of the cats that they have over there. I don't see them going far this season. I think they'll make the playoffs, maybe be a first round, second round exit, but I'm not really putting a lot of stock into this unless for some godly reason Joel Embiid stays healthy and James Harden is back to Houston Rockets James Harden. But until then, man, get this guy out of here, man. Like, let's get this guy out of here along with James Harden trash ass. That's all I have for y'all today, man. You guys let me know what y'all think in the comment section on if, you know, the 76ers organization did the right thing by, you know, telling this guy to stay put and leave us alone for right now and stay home and practice like a little kid and serve your punishment, you little kid, because that's what you acting like, James Harden. Y'all let me know, like always. Like, share, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Let me know how you charge the game. Peace.